Dude, the Lakers came down to Miami and they walked in a buzzsaw. And that buzzsaw's name was Tyler Herro. Again. Oh my God, if this kid is not an all-star this season, then I don't know who is. If this kid is not MVP this season, then I don't know who is. And listen, I would like to point out for all of the people that call me a Tyler Herro hater, I posted a bold prediction video before the season began. And one of the things I told you is that Tyler Herro would be an all-star. Now, I did also say that same thing prior to last season, but I was just a year too early because you know what they say, you're never wrong, you're just early. And that's what I was about Tyler Herro, because this season he's been absolutely phenomenal. And I've said many times this year that I don't know if I can say never, but I'll say it for all intents and purposes right now. I've never seen a player get as hot as quickly as Tyler Herro does. Because what he did in that third quarter today was nothing short of extraordinary. I don't even think E. Reed did it justice how amazing he was. Hitting 7 straight threes, 21 points in the third quarter. He could have had more, but for some reason, Terry Rozier was out there jacking up fadeaways when Tyler Herro is on one of the biggest heaters I've ever seen in my life. Why are you shooting, Terry? I don't understand. He continues to be such a frustrating watch. But anyways, the Miami Heat win today by a score of 134-93. A 41-point blowout victory in which they have their franchise record in assists, their franchise record in three-pointers made. They either tied it or they broke it, I forget. Which, by the way, out of all people, this will be a great trivia question 2 years or 20 years from now. Who hit the three to give the Heat the franchise record in threes in a game? It was Thomas Bryant, of all people. He was even out there hitting multiple fourth-quarter threes. Wow, what a night for the Miami Heat. Now, in all seriousness, obviously, I feel great after this game. Something that we as Heat fans needed because it's been a very rough-looking stretch. I've been waiting. I've been begging to come into a postgame with some excitement because it's been a while. Now, I will say, though, I don't know if this particular game was the Miami Heat being great or the Los Angeles Lakers just being absolutely terrible. But I want to feel good about my team, so I'm going to say it was the Heat being great. Although I think the reality is a little bit of both because the Lakers literally did give up. Like, I have no idea what's going on with them. Like, I texted one of my boys who's a Lakers fan, and I said, like, yo, like, y'all literally gave up. You're not getting back on defense. And this started, like, in the first quarter. Not even once they were down 30. It looked like a whole group of guys up there on the court that just didn't want to be there. So I asked him, I said, what's going on? And he said, oh, it's just the third game in 4 nights. It happens. And, like, I get that. That happens. But you don't lose by 41 points just because it's 3 games in 4 nights. Even from the first quarter, Jimmy Butler, who was very active today defensively. I mean, like, the Heat's, top 3 guys, Jimmy, Bam, and Tyler, they all stuffed the stat sheet really throughout, but no one's box score is particularly incredible just because it was a blowout. They didn't play that many minutes. But it was nice to see Jimmy come back from his 1-game absence with a knee injury. He was very aggressive early on defensively, and he had a couple steals in which led to fast break dunks for him that the Lakers didn't even bother to contest. They didn't even bother getting back. And listen, I know LeBron James is about to be 40. We all know it. I'm tired of hearing it. But, like, I respect his greatness. I'm not saying I'm tired of hearing about LeBron. No, we should hear about LeBron. But it's like every time LeBron makes a play, they're like, he's turning 40 in this month. Like, we know. Can't we just enjoy his greatness without talking about his age every 5 seconds? Anyways, as awesome as LeBron was today with 29 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists, my God. And he was 12 of 18 today. Finally hit a 3 after missing, like, his last 20. His defensive performance is pitiful. Like, his effort. There's multiple times today he had a turnover and didn't even bother getting back. And I know this is nothing new. I know Lakers fans have been complaining about this for a couple years now, but it's embarrassing. Like, I would be very, very frustrated if I was a Lakers fan. And truthfully, we saw a lot of that out of D Wade his last few seasons here, and it very, very much frustrated me. But I don't know. It's embarrassing. And in that situation, I feel like the coach needs to really, rip out a player for that kind of effort. But the coach of the Lakers is LeBron's friend, his former podcast co-host. So, like, it's just a whole weird dynamic overall. And I know the Lakers are still above 500. They have a better winning percentage than the Heat right now, I believe. I think the Lakers are, 2 games over 500. And the Heat are going to be exactly 500, I think, now. But I don't know. And John Crotty, I think, said this at the end of the game. This is not just the type of game that you, like, bounce back from. Oh, poor shooting performance, we'll bounce back. This looks like a group of guys that just doesn't want to play basketball anymore. And I don't know how you fix that. This looks like a team meeting is necessary. Because the Lakers have already been playing bad. Last 4 games, it's been a real rough stretch for their top 2 guys. And that continued tonight. And not only did it continue, it elevated. Because, well, I guess LeBron was good, but Anthony Davis was awful. A lot of that is credit to Bam Adebayo. I mean, I want to shout out Bam Adebayo first and foremost, or it's not first no more, but you get the point. But I want to make sure that I put an emphasis on how great I think Bam was today, because that was going to be the main topic of this video until Tyler Herro went off in that third quarter, went nuclear is a better way to put it, because I think Bam was good today, man. Only took 8 shots. He was 6 of 8, though, which is the efficiencies, what I've been wanting to see. I'm not going to say only took 8 shots because obviously he played 24 minutes. He's out there guarding Anthony Davis. But the thing that I like about him is you saw that aggression early on. And it made me really happy. He was hitting a couple of his bunnies that he's been missing. So I'm like, finally, it was good to see him see those go in. But then he had another little mid-range that he put up that kind of like hit the front of the rim and rolled in. And again, Crotty pointed this out too. When you're in as bad of a shooting slump as Bam Adebayo's been in, you need to see those ones roll in sometimes. And sometimes that's all it takes. Once you get the luck of the bounce, finally, which seems like you can't get in forever, things can really start to turn around, and you notice that from Bam Adebayo. And he found a better balance today of attacking and getting to his spots, because he did take only 1 3-pointer today. But I noticed a couple times when he had the ball at the top of the key wide open, he wasn't just sitting there with his back to the basket, too scared to do anything. He was making a move. We saw one play where Anthony Davis ran out hard to him, and Bam used his athleticism finally. He used his aggression to blow past AD, and boom, punch it right on top of someone's head with just a beautiful dunk. So he was looking to be aggressive out there. And the thing is, you got the efficiency today with him, with the 6-8, but you still got the 10 rebounds. You still got the 7 assists. So if he can continue doing that, I know they've been using him as more of like a playmaking hub over the last couple of weeks. If he can continue being that and being the defensive anchor, but also now shooting efficient, I'll take a 14-point, 10 rebound, 7 assist game all day if it's efficient. And obviously, if he had played more in the game, he probably would have had closer to, 18, 19 points. You just got to be efficient with it. And I actually posted a Bam Adebayo video yesterday saying that he hit rock bottom. Will he get out? And I did say yes, I do think Bam will get out, because the sample size of him being a good player is much better than the sample size we've seen of him being bad. I just knew it was a really rough stretch for him. And I said that I believe it was a mental thing, not a physical thing. And sometimes with a mental thing, it just takes a couple good games in a row. It could take 1 shot rolling in, like we said. And tonight, that's what Bam Adebayo got. It was nice to see him really get up for a matchup in Anthony Davis, which is just a monster star center matchup there. Those guys have a lot of history playing in the finals versus each other, stealing, who should be DPOY and whatnot. I know neither of them have won it, but they've been compared a lot throughout their careers. So it was nice to see Bam get up for that matchup. And then he still did the defensive things, because, by the way, Anthony Davis today finished with 8 points. He was 3 of 14. And a lot of that was because of impeccable defense that was played by Bam Adebayo. To be honest, that's really all the specific notes I have about this game. If we want to run through the box score real quick here, Jimmy Butler stuffed the stat sheet. 17 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, a block. Shot 66% from the field. Was very active defensively. So it was nice to see from Jimmy. The thing that we mentioned about him is when he does get some time off, he seems to come back a lot more active. So we'll be curious to see how he plays in these next 2 games, because they do have 2 days off, and then they play Phoenix on Saturday, but then they got a back-to-back playing Cleveland. Cleveland on the second night of a back-to-back will be really, really tough. So I do expect Jimmy to play pretty nice in the next game. You'd hope so. No Kevin Durant on the Phoenix Suns. Hopefully the Heat can come away with a win there. But then that Cleveland game, I want to see Jimmy perform really well on the second night of a back-to-back. So we'll talk about that when the time comes. But tonight he was awesome. Hayward Highsmith today, virtually unstoppable. 4 or 5 from 3, 14 points in, the great defense. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Hayward. That's continued every game. We talked about Bam. Duncan Robinson today. Check this out. He was 1 of 3 from 3, so didn't get a lot of attempts. I know he was 0 of 6 last game. He's in his own little bit of a slump. Only got 7 points tonight, but he got 6 assists, and I love to see the chemistry that he has out there with these guys. That's why, 2-3 years ago, if Duncan was in a slump like he is right now, he would have been unplayable. But right now, you're seeing him do other things out there, particularly with the playmaking, setting other guys up, whether it's Bam Adebayo on the roll or with these dribble handoffs. And it's not looking great because they are paying him to be a shooter. We need him to start knocking those threes down at a higher clip like he was earlier in the season. I do think it's just a slump for him that he'll get out of as well. So I don't want to be too negative. But yeah, I like it. I don't know. I kind of like the starting backcourt with those two. And then obviously Tyler Herro tonight, 11 and 19 from the field, 9 of 16 from 3, 31 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, all-star. If I have to describe his season in 2 words, all-star. That might be 1 word, hyphenated. I don't even know. Terry Rozier today, 16 points, 6 of 11. So he was efficient. A lot of that was in garbage time because he literally played all of garbage time with Kashad Johnson and Drew Smith and Thomas Bryant. So I guess Spo wanted to see him get his rhythm back, which I guess he did, but he's still a frustrating watch. I'll be honest. I think he'll turn it around because he is too talented a player, but I don't know. First, he's got to change his shot selection. You can't be taking all these fadeaways, sidestep, threes for no reason. It's very aggravating. But anyways, Jaime Hawkins today got you 9 points, and then most of these guys didn't play too much minutes. I mean, 16 minutes for Jaime, 14 for Love. Pella did get 19. A lot of that was garbage time as well. And then you got some run for Drew Smith, Thomas Bryant, and Kashad Johnson in the blowout. Shout out my boy Kashad Johnson. Y'all know. Don't forget. He's going to be really great one day. Anyways, I think that's all I got to really say about this video. What the hell happened to the Lakers? I don't know. If they want to blow it up and trade us LeBron, I'll listen. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll listen. I don't care that he's 40, y'all. Because you see what he did today. The Heat have guys that can make up defensively for him. Let LeBron go out there and be an unstoppable force in the paint because that's what he still is. But anyways, that's all I got to say for this video. It will be a very, very interesting weekend coming up because as negative as I was last video versus Celtics, I said if the Heat can go on a run, I'll feel a lot different. This was the first game of it. Yes, it was the easiest one, theoretically, with the Suns. Well, Suns with no KD, you got to beat that team too. But then they got Cleveland the next night. So, hey, win the next 2 Miami Heat. You're going to be two games above 500, I believe. And now we're talking. So, whatever. Make sure y'all like the video and subscribe because it greatly helps me out a lot. I'm on the grind to hit 6K subs. So, hit the button for me. It's free. I'll see y'all with the next video. So, peace out.
Look, pull up in your city trying to get that dead face. Do it on my own. I don't need no dead weight. Had to kill him off. Yeah, I need a head space. You know this homegrown bitch don't offend me.